Good morning. This is Karl F. Rose recording from Bedford, Pennsylvania on Monday, March 2nd, 2020, and I have some important things to discuss concerning the new Google policies coming into effect at the end of the month. But first, let's start off with some music. Okay, now before we get started on the topic, let me just get my disclaimer out. Let me get the alarm. Okay, if you're 13 years old or younger, please leave this podcast now. This content is not directed for kid content. Okay, well, last week on my main channel, I talked about the upcoming new terms of service with Google. And first of all, before I get going on that, if you're listening to this on my podcast channel, please be sure to head over to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. That way you get notified on all my videos. Plus, I have on my page, I have Karl's Corner Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to that channel as well. Hit that subscribe button and bell notification, because these podcasts, when they finish, they automatically get loaded onto that page and you'll get notified for my podcast. Okay, let's get into this. It's already March 2nd. On the 31st of this month, Google has new terms of service. I am not going to read the whole thing. There's a lot of it and it's kind of boring. I did a video on that. It's on my main channel and I've titled that Urgent because it is. Basically, in a nutshell, Google is cracking down on things, but it's really not too much more than what they've normally been doing, but they are looking at things harder. Things like harassment, things that they should really be looking at. And I think a lot of this has to do with the COPPA stuff, a lot of the kid content. They just want to make sure that the kids are protected, that sort of thing. And the thing is, the most important thing is just, you follow the rules, you do what, you play by the rules, and you should be just fine. I'm not trying to cause any panic. But I think I'm still reading all this. I mean, there's a lot of things to go through, and I strongly suggest that if you haven't seen that little bar, they had the little bar on there. Made an announcement. That was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and when I went to that little bar, I've actually bookmarked the page. It's in the Google section. So, but it is. I strongly suggest that you read over that because there's a lot of on there. And the thing is, if you just post the right content, you don't spam. Here's the areas that they're getting at. Again, it's the kids. It's the harassment, it's the spam, and it's any kind of illegal stuff or hateful, hate speech, that sort of thing. They're really looking at it, and you just need to use common sense, really. Really, that's what it boils down to. Just don't do anything, as far as YouTube goes, no repetitive content. Repetitive content is the same thing as spam. I mean, you start posting the same thing over and over and over again, you're going to run into a problem. And here's the thing: if you are a repeat offender, you could possibly lose your entire Google account. Now, with that said, if you have a YouTube channel and you're established and you violate these Google terms of service, you're going to lose, not only are you going to lose your Google account, but once you lose a Google account, you're going to lose your YouTube channel too. That's gone too. Everything is wiped. You lose your Gmail account, you lose Google Play, you use everything. Your entire thing gets wiped out. And that's why this is so important. Not too many people are talking about it. And again, I'm not trying to cause a panic here. the point I'm trying to make is just use common sense. Go by the guidelines, and you're going to be just fine. But basically, really, what it boils down to is Google pretty much said that they're going to be looking at things a little closer, and they should be. There is a lot of bullying going around on the internet, too much. I mean, it's been going on forever. Um, and it just seems like in recent times, and the hate speech and all that, um, just seems like in the last few years, it's just gotten out of control. A lot of unnecessary stuff, um, unnecessary attacks, and they need, and YouTube and Google, they do need to crack down. As much as I hate rules and regulation and things and government or companies or that thing butting into what we do, there comes a point where some bad actors come in there and they ruin it for everybody. And they got to come in and rules and regulations and some tough actions need to be done just to keep the sanity of everything going. And that's my point. So what I'm getting at is, because it would be absolutely horrible, if you did something wrong on Google. Maybe it will be not related to your YouTube channel or anything. Let's say you do something else wrong on Google, and you've got a really well-established YouTube channel, and you violate, and Google determines that you violated their terms of service. Well, guess what? Then there goes your YouTube channel right down the drain. And if you're making money on it, that could be deadly. That's the point I'm trying to get. Is that so? I strongly recommend that you go over these. It's long. I'm still not done reading it. I'm still going over it and rereading certain things. But it is important, and but again, I'll repeat myself again because it's that important. It's just use common sense, don't break the rules, and you should be just fine. But you really need to go in there and look over those rules. And anyway. If you like these videos, if you like these podcasts, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the bell notification. And if you're watching this on my video, I have cards at either end of the top end of the screen. And then in the description of my videos, I've got the playlist to various things, YouTube tips and sports and cats and animals and that sort of thing. And we will see you again next week. And we will end off with some music again. Okay, we will see you next Monday. Talk to you later.